The people here at Hayden, they're genuine, they're passionate about what they're doing. They have their own backgrounds, whether it be hunting or fishing or ranching or farming. I think everybody brings something different to the table, which gives you a lot of resources to go to when you have questions, whether it be about water rights, land rights, easements. There's always somebody in the company that you can reach out to that can get those questions answered for you. My name is James Gentry. I'm an agent with Hayden Outdoors. I work in Colorado, Nebraska, and Wyoming. So I grew up in Central California. Kind of grew up on my grandparents' grape vineyards. The grapes were all table grapes and raisin grapes. Grew up there in the Central Valley. Later on in life, ended up at the police academy. Graduated there and stayed right there in the Central Valley and worked for Clovis PD for 27 years. So I retired, came to Colorado. Wasn't really sure what I was going to do. In fact, when I was getting ready to retire from the police department, one of the girls had asked me, she goes, well, if you could do anything you wanted in retirement, what would you do? I said, you know, if I could do anything, I'd want to do something where I get up early in the morning and go work with farmers and ranchers, because really they're the salt of the earth. They're what provides us so much that we take for granted on a daily basis. And so I wasn't sure what that looked like, but after being here a couple years, I ran into Leo Hayden in a parking lot. We started a conversation. I happened to be in real estate school at the time, and that's how it started. For me, I wasn't looking for something where I was busy doing open houses on the weekends, where my phone was ringing from 7 in the morning till 9 at night. I was looking for something that I could control a little bit more of my schedule, and something that got me out of the office and out into the part of the country I love, which is the mountains and being out on farms and ranches and near water, and that was kind of what drove me here. The benefit to that with marketing here is that they reach a broad audience. They get out, you know, not only nationwide but internationally. So you know when you're representing a seller or a property that they're getting the best exposure and getting that property in front of as many people as possible. I do have some farm ground, some ranch ground. I think probably the most fun is obviously the recreational properties, which you know, tend to be with trees and water, and you know, it's probably the best place to be when it you know, when you're out walking around on the ground. Yeah, I think, you know, I'm in a unique spot where I have a retirement, so I don't have a lot of pressure to you know, to earn a living, which I think takes some of the pressure off of me, which allows me to work with the buyers or the sellers wherever they're at. I've worked with some sellers that are getting ready to make that next leap in their plans, whether they're getting out of the farming business or the ranching business and moving on to something else. I think a big part of being able to help them achieve those dreams makes it's kind of a feel-good place to be. I have clients that I've worked with that have been represented by other brokerages that have had maybe not the best experience. I find with those clients it's taken me longer to build the relationship where they feel that they can trust me and trust Hayden Outdoors to get their property sold. I have clients that just called me last week. We sold their ranch here in northern Colorado last year, and they have a house here in Windsor that they called, it's a rental, and they're ready to sell it. So the first person they called was us, and she said, you know, I know it's a residential house, but can you get that done for us? I said, absolutely, we'll just get somebody involved. I'll bring in one of our agents here in the Windsor area that specializes in houses, and we'll get the property sold. For me, I think the uniqueness of me is just being able to meet my clients where they are. Being honest with them. Most of my adult career was in law enforcement. When I graduated from high school, I did go to work for a hay company, and I drove a hay cuber. That was what they call it out there. I think depending on which part of the country, it could be called hay cake. So I did that for a couple summers, and being here and working with buyers and sellers, you get to meet them where they are, and I think through honesty and just being genuine with them, I think they pick up on that, and you build a successful relationship and hopefully get their property sold or bought, whichever depending on where they're at. I have a couple pieces of property down in central Colorado, down near Westcliff. Married, my wife of 21 years. We have a daughter that's a junior at CSU and is graduating with a degree in forestry. Actually going to graduate a semester early, which is good for us. We have another daughter that is in high school as a sophomore. We like to fly fish. I like to golf. Both my daughters golf. I think we're getting to that place in time where my wife's probably going to look at retiring here in the next couple of years, and we're looking forward to doing more fly fishing and getting out and enjoying what's out there. A lot of my appointments, when I have a buyer that wants to come in, whether they're represented by me or somebody else, and I'm dealing with my sellers, I know a lot of the sellers that have had their land listed before have said that they really don't want, the past agents really don't want the sellers there. I kind of have a different philosophy. I like having my seller there because my seller knows the ground, they know the history, they're passionate about what they have and what they've done. So who better to give that explanation to somebody that's looking at buying the property than the person who's poured their heart and soul into it. It's a great place to work. Hayden Outdoors provides a great atmosphere, marketing, and support to help their agents be successful. And it's one of the things I appreciate about them.